So that takes me to the third thing to protect your financial future, and that's pay yourself first. All right? When you pay yourself, there's a reason. Okay? When you pay yourself first, there's a reason. You know, and you need to allocate it based on the other money you have coming out. You say, Rico, well, shoot, I don't really have enough money to pay my bills. How can I pay myself first? You told me to put my name at the top of the list. But how much do I pay myself if I haven't paid all my bills? If I pay myself and don't pay my rent, then, you know, me and myself will be happy with money, but I won't have anywhere to live. I want you to check this out. Understand this. We call this asset allocation, okay? You're gonna take that cash you got and you're gonna split that thing up. That's why I told you we wanna eliminate the things that you don't need, the things that are not necessary, and you wanna take the things that are necessary, and then you're gonna have something called your discretionary income. And you're gonna be able to take that discretionary cash that you got left from those necessities, and you're gonna allocate a certain percentage of it to yourself. Like, for example, when I got started in the industry, I only had like $12.34 every 2 weeks after I paid my bills. You know, after I went through my little plan, I didn't have much money after I paid my bills. So what I started doing was taking about $5 out of every pay period and put it into another account. So before I paid any of my other bills, I paid myself first. And that triggered something in my brain. What that started making me believe was I was worth it. What it started making me believe is I was more important than anybody else I was sending money to. See, if you're broke after every time you go to work, don't you understand that you're working for these other companies? You're working for the company you work for, then you're working for your landlord, then you're working for the cell phone company, then you're working for the power company, then you're working for the grocery store. Guess what? You ain't even working for your family. You messing with Rico was? It's just, you know, we got somewhere to stay. Don't you understand that's equivalent to slavery? See, because most slaves weren't slaves just because they had to be. Most of them were slaves because they needed somewhere to live. Now, some people maybe can't handle this. Let me tell you something. You will not be able to correct what you're not willing to confront. I'm here tonight to give you some information to trigger something in your brain to say enough is enough and my family's gonna win. Enough is enough and I'm gonna get everything that I ever prayed for, but you need a plan. And you gotta have a proper perspective to execute, okay? So you wanna pay yourself. Don't get frustrated because you gotta pay everybody else and you broke. No, what that means is you need a better plan. What that means is we need to spend less money, we need to make more money, and we need to be intentional about what we're doing with our money, and then we're gonna win. That's how we win back our communities. Don't get me wrong, you know, protesting, getting the word out, that's cool, but protesting and teaching the people in our communities what they need to do when they go home and they look at their bank account and they ain't got enough money to pay their bills. Let's do a little bit of both. So paying yourself first. There's a reason. You want to do three things when you're paying yourself. You're going to start saving, okay? Three ways to save, okay? You want to save for emergencies, number one. You want to save for opportunities, number two. And you want to save for your future, number three. That's why you're paying yourself for these three reasons. Emergencies, opportunities, and your future. All right, so we'll get into emergencies. Well, let me go ahead and talk about that because I gave you three, okay? You're saving for emergencies, saving for opportunities, and you're saving for your future. When we talk about emergencies, you want to develop two emergency funds. You want to start putting money to the bank account, okay? It could be a money market account. It could be, you know, your shoebox. Depending on the area where you live, you might want to be careful about that or who lives with you, okay? But understand this, your mini emergency fund needs to have at least $3,000 in it, okay? $3,000 in your mini emergency fund. So your bank, they give you a free savings account. They don't charge you monthly fee, just start putting that money in there. Allocate a certain amount. If you only can afford $10 every pay period going into that mini emergency fund account, have it allocated to go there automatically. So you know when you get your check, you paying them first, okay? Boom, that's you, okay? You're paying yourself, all right? And as your income starts to increase, or you decrease some of your other bills and you have extra money and you can start increasing that, but you want that mini emergency fund to get up to $3,000. Then you want to have a true emergency fund. Now your mini emergency fund are for things like if you woke up and all four of your tires were flat and you don't know why and you crying and you mad and you cussing everybody out, ain't none of that gonna help you if it ain't gonna pump back up your tires. So you know what you need? Some money, okay? That's why you got a mini emergency fund. So you can be able to get that money out, get the tires, boom, get to work, everything's cool. It's less stressful when you got a little cash to take care of problems that you have. So you got that mini emergency fund, boom, $3,000, and then you got a true emergency fund. And that's gonna be 6 months of your expenses. Now remember early on, we budgeted and planned and we figured out what our necessary expenses were and our non-necessary. And if we tighten up and we identify what those necessary expenses are, what happens is we can multiply that by 6. You take 1 month, let's say hypothetically speaking, that's $2,000. You multiply that times 6, that's $12,000. And that's gonna be your true emergency fund you're building towards. So you got your mini emergency fund of $3,000, your true emergency fund of $12,000, that's 15 grand. Now you can put that in a higher yield account, like a CD or like a money market. If you know you're not gonna touch it at all and you start putting money in other places, you can go ahead and participate in some municipal bonds and things of that nature. But the bottom line is you don't wanna have any risks surrounding that money because that's for emergencies. If something happens, if you lose your job, or if you have a business and it doesn't go so well, within a 6-month time frame, about a half a year, that should be enough time for you to bounce back. 2 or 3 months, if you can totally focus on what you're doing versus paying your bills, you should be able to bounce back. That's why you gotta have 6 months of your expenses to the side. So if you ever need to just focus for 3 to 6 months and not worry about money, your bills still can be paid. That's very important. So that's why you're saving for emergencies. Then I said you gotta save for opportunities. Now, what I mean by opportunities is business, yes. Investments, yes. But also fun. Whatever your opportunity, when I say fun, that's F-U-N, not F-U-N-D, okay? F-U-N. What do I mean by fun? I mean, shoot, if you want to go out, let's say to a nice restaurant and splurge a little bit, you want to, whatever you want to eat, great dessert, go wherever, right? Buy yourself some clothes, travel, go on vacation. But a percentage of your money that's going into opportunity should be for your fun money, right? It's always cool to have that because then you can go and have fun and not feel bad about it. Don't charge it on a credit card and you end up paying back that fund over the course of 5 years for one vacation. That's not smart. You want to be able to save for opportunities so you can have money for business and so you can have money for pleasure. Okay, and lastly, you want to save for your future. Well, what do I mean by that? There's all types of retirement plans. Obviously, you can invest into, stocks and bonds that have more long-term yields, but, are aggressive over the course of the years. And then you have tax advantages that are associated with those things. But it's important to understand you got to start putting money away, paying yourself first so you can have your emergencies taken care of, your opportunities taken care of, and also your future taken care of. That's why you want to pay yourself first. If you don't, what you're going to find out is you're going to have a lot of emergency situations. You're going to have a lot of high stress situations. You're probably going to have a lot of drama in your relationships. You're probably going to feel bad about yourself because you weren't able to work, pay yourself first, and start saving for these things that we're talking about. So you got to be conscious of it. Don't fall into the hype. Don't just think about you see on TV or the music videos or social media, people are wearing the best shoes. People are driving the nicest cars. People are all around the world in these vacations, and you're thinking that you're unhappy because you got to get there. Well, that means you got to be able to spend less, make more, have a plan so you can. But not spending your money doing all that, being broken in a lot of debt, and then seeing your life go away by the time you get in your 50s and 60s. I mean, you got to have a plan. All right, so check this out. After you secure these funds, then start allocating your cash in the next direction. So first, you see, we talked about paying yourself first, right? We talked about the 3 things to save for, right? Emergencies, opportunities, and your future. Next thing is the next direction is eliminate your debt.